Welcome back to Time by the Tent podcast. I'm Joey Baird. Next to me is
Holly Baird.
We're going to talk about camping on a budget. I think this is a topic, Holly, that many people get frustrated with because they often feel like if they can't have these products or XYZ products, that it's just not going to be camping or it's not going to be worth their time because they see everybody else having these products that you got to have in order to have a good camping experience.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you can be creative. You can double utilize a lot of things in your home. Just because it has a brand name slapped onto it doesn't necessarily make it better. However, I will say that sometimes it is smart to invest in certain things. I know for me personally, as somebody who lives in a larger body, I do like when I can find what's called like tactical clothes in my size, because while they do cost more, it is an investment, but they usually fit well and then they hold up. But
yes,
with that being said, I have dual utilized a lot of different clothing and whatnot for camping and hiking that has been cheaper, and that works too. So it's kind of like you gotta sometimes figure it out for yourself. But there's a lot of places you can get camping gear, outdoors gear on a budget. You can be smart about it. And I think the biggest tip is shopping off season. So say that they start putting their camping stuff out like in May, right, at the stores.
Uh-huh.
You can look at clearance from perhaps like winter things, fall things, etc., starting come like March or April.
Okay. But to some degree, you get what you pay for. If you get something El Cheapo on sale, there's a chance it may not have the quality that if you would go middle of the line.
Right. Nope. And that's
you don't need the $700 one. You don't need the $52 one. That $250 is kind of that, and the reviews. You know, you got to look at some reviews too, and take that with a somewhat common sense grain of salt, because that is not always accurate either.
Right. And I would also at times avoid like multi-use items unless you are going to multi-use
Example.
that item. Example.
Yes.
Say that when we were looking at sleeping bags.
Okay.
There were ones that were like rated down to negative 45, and you can sit on the side of the mountain and not slide down, and it weighs less than your pinky. You can pick up with your pinky.
Uh-huh.
We're not backpackers.
No.
And
those are like $700 and some odd dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
We want warmth, obviously. We want comfort, but we don't need to have a sleeping bag that you can pick up with your pinky, because we're not hiking, trekking thousands of miles.
Well, I'm still interested to meet the person who says that I'm going to sleep out under the stars when it is ambient negative 45 degrees below zero, and my sleeping bag's going to keep me warm.
Well,
that's a special individual.
It is. And I think a lot of times when people buy these sleeping bags like that, it's just because they want to ensure some sort of know that even if they're sleeping at 30 degrees, they're going to stay warm.
And you shouldn't buy this stuff to impress people you don't know or don't like. So keep that in mind. So online sales, Facebook Marketplace, other online auction sites have things at a reduced price. Sometimes you have to pay shipping. On Facebook Marketplace, you oftentimes can just go in your local area and meet somebody at a public place and trade, pay for it that way and get it for a fraction of the cost and it'd be fairly decent. You don't need what you think you need. Oftentimes people think, I've got to have, I see this person on YouTube have these three things. I see that person. I need those things because if they're camping in the way they're camping, in order for me to camp the way they're camping, I need those items too.
I think that's definitely true. And I think you should watch a variety of people and what they do. I know we like to watch like truck camping, van camping, whatever you want to call it. And you could, if you only watched one person, you might set yourself up either for failure or too much or something. But watching a variety of people, I mean, I can guarantee there's things that some of these people have and I'm like, I would never buy that. And there's stuff that they do have and I'm like, you know what? I could see myself utilizing that.
Well, Steve Wallace, if you're a camper, you know who Steve is out of Canada. He says there's the arch, I'm paraphrasing and really messing this. There's the arch perspective of taking things to camping. At beginning, you think you need everything, so you just load up, and at some point in your camping career, you go, I don't need this, and you basically start back where you started from, the bare minimums. and you take very little. Now, he's camping in a stealth in a places where he shouldn't camp, that type of thing. But if you're weekend camping at a campsite or an RV or a tent, there are things in which you may only use once a month, but it's sure nice to have it when you want to use it.
Right. And
keep it simple.
You want to keep it simple. You want to, again, I think that you might feel impulsive. You might see something in a camping video and you're, on your phone watching them, and then you're looking this up on the internet, and then all of a sudden it's at your door the next day. Make sure that it is something that you can see yourself using over and over again. Another thing is that we are coming upon the beginning of camping season, and there will be sales as well, especially if you live in the northern area. So keep that in mind too. You never know when a sale is just around the corner. I even see with middle of the summer, etc. And I know for me, I prefer to camp more in the fall and spring. So
also it depends on if your campsite's in the open sun or if you're surrounded by trees. Makes a big difference on how enjoyable that experience can be too.
Right, but I'm saying that there might be something not on sale now, but by the time August comes around, I could still utilize that item in October, and it's going to be 15 or 20 or 30% cheaper.
If you're going to, this is based on the situation. If you're looking at buying a very expensive tent that you feel that you want and can afford and criteria is met, it doesn't hurt, or a sleeping bag or fill in the blank. It doesn't hurt to call the company and ask some hard questions and then say, hey, I know this probably will be a no, but are you offering any coupon codes? Because I am very seriously looking at purchasing this. Is there anything that you can do to help me? 95% of the time, they will say, yes, here's 5 or 10 or 12 or 15% off. We thank you for considering our product for purchase and hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, reach back out to us and we will get the problem solved. Right.
Yep. And that's another thing is that they will often have these deals that they're not going to give out in an email.
The secret deals.
One thing I did want to mention, if you do shop at big box stores or the warehouse type stores, they will have these items seasonally and they will go on sale. So you check your sale flyer. But basically, once they're gone, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're looking at this tent and you're at the wholesale warehouse store and you're it might go down in price and it's already on sale, get it. Otherwise, you're going to be sad and you're going to have to pay more or make a different choice.
Now, we've personally not seen this on YouTube, but I'm sure that there is, because we're very selective in the programming that we view on YouTube in regards to camping. But don't buy something because others have told you to, or buy something because they are pushing it, because if you buy it, they get a little kickback, and that's how they're going to pay for the channel so you can keep watching their videos. If you are inclined to support that channel, don't buy something expensive. If you want to support them, just watch the ads on YouTube. That helps. Or you can see if they have a Patreon where you can give them a few dollars a month. Don't buy something that is pretty much you're not going to need or use or can afford in order to think that you're going to help somebody that you've never met. And there are people, and you may not think that you're one of them, and great if you're not, but there are people that will do that. People say, I need you to buy this so I can keep making videos. And people respond and buy things in that manner.
Right. And another thing I wanted to mention is with a lot of retailers, there's specific retailers, and there are ones for outdoors things where you do this monthly subscription service. And they send you a box of, they do this for pets, they do this for dishcloths, tea, books, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they do this for outdoors things too.
Right.
And you're like, oh, that's cool. For $20 a month, I can get all of this outdoor stuff. But if you, and I've done this with beauty boxes, and I learned, I'll sign up for a month or two, and then I'm like, you know what? I did this sample, and this sample, but I didn't use all this other stuff. I gave it away. So keep that in mind. And if you are trying to build
$200 a year to get something that you could have went and bought for $73.
But
Yeah.
if you your birthday's coming up and somebody wants to gift you 3 months of it or something,
Right.
you could familiarize with the brands and products as well. So there's like the good with the bad. If you have a bunch of outdoor stuff already and it works for you, you probably aren't going to get much benefit from those boxes. If you want to try some new stuff, there is that option. If you don't have a lot of stuff, you want to build a collection, that's an option too. Or you can just go, a lot of times you can shop what they have in those boxes on their website, or you can find the brands and read reviews. So there's also that too.
So there you go. Camping on a budget. You don't have to go full bore and spend everything you have to spend and enjoy a outdoor weekend at your favorite campsite. Be smart about it and certainly enjoy, but do it on a budget.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.